Call the meeting to order, start off with the pledge.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That one's 27.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's my parish.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, we go there for the flower show.
We had another one for Christmas.
At this time, I'd entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I would make a motion to approve the consent agenda. Think there's any additions or corrections that I've heard about. The minutes I've read. Hopefully everybody else has, we'll accept them as presented. Also, the accounts payable sent out to us to review.
Second the motion. We have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Is there any discussion?
Any questions on accounts payable?
I have none. Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Name, social security, bank accounts.
All zeros, so that doesn't make any difference. If you notice, we have donuts on the table today. The small box is from the sheriff.
The small. There we go.
The record show.
Yeah, yeah. It's out there on video, all right. All right.
I couldn't resist that one.
It'll be in KMA land.
That's
Two
right.
boxes of donuts and quarter
Okay, Amber, you see, we don't have any liquor licenses
That's correct.
this month, or this week. Good deal. Public comment. Those of you listening, you can raise your hand. You can click that tab to raise your hand, or you can comment in the chat. So, please, speak up if you wish. Anyone here have any public comment?
Not today, Mr. Mayberry.
There'll be great discussion about these things.
Okay. All right, we'll move on to Board of Supervisor Committee, meeting updates. I had another juvenile detention meeting last week. We've got some, building stuff going on, so nothing, outrageous. And, I was invited to the Western Iowa Network's breaking last week. They asked me to say a few words there, so that was a great groundbreaking. There's a lot of people there. Look forward to Western Iowa Network's, making Mills County their home. Mr. Sayers?
I didn't have anything last week.
Mr. Crouch?
We had a Zoom meeting with SWIPCO to approve their businesses that need to be done before our annual meeting. I also attended their annual meeting on Thursday evening. There's approximately 150 people that showed up. Quite interesting. I didn't bring the brochure, but they had the total miles they had driven for the many years that they've been in business. And let me tell you, the number gets to be about this long, and the rides and things. The improvements that we have made over the years, taking care of especially school-age students and stuff in towns that don't have city buses and things, some of the bigger things, but the main thing. Pardon?
Throughout the county, isn't it?
Right, throughout the county. The main thing is that, they have a Ron Cohn Memorial Award, and, our Chief Johansson won that award. He was selected. So, that'll be coming out in the news magazine and stuff, but it was very nice. Joanne was there to, present the award and stuff, so, and there was 8 applicants, was 3 from Mills County and then some other surrounding areas, but Chief Johansson says this is something that should be shared by everyone because everybody that was nominated, great people.
Good. Anything else?
Nope, thank you.
Okay, Mr. Jakob Ferrari.
All right, on the agenda, we have signing the funding agreements for the L63 project south out of Malvern. expected to be let sometime in May. Construction probably July, mid-summer next year. So there's two different funding agreements with this. The first one is STBG money, where it's to receive 1.25 million in STBG federal funds for this project.
Your total cost on that? Estimate,
So project estimate is right at about $2 million.
about 2 million. Sure. And explain which road this is again, up on Malvern, please.
So it's going south out of Malvern, and then it'll jog west and head south on
West and
63.
south, okay, on the pavement.
I would make a motion. Approval of the second funding agreement for L63 rehabilitation project. With HSIP,
This one is for the STBG.
just for the STPG.
The
Okay,
next one is.
all right.
They're all in one action item here. So
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was one action item.
They're just with two signatures.
Okay.
Big bulk, big project though, okay.
Yeah. So approve them both.
What's,
Should approve the two funding agreements.
yeah,
Okay, so the other funding agreement is for the HSIP, HSIP swap. For the same exact project, except this funding is $500,000 in addition to this 1.25 million. We applied for this and received it. And it is basically a grant through the state to upgrade the safety of the road. So it'll be used for the widening of the road, center line rumble strips, edge line rumble strips, and then 6-inch pavement line.
$2 million project and 1.75 roughly is going to be.
Yeah, it's so where the bids come in, but then anything beyond this would be paid out of our FMA.
Sorry about that, in a second, yeah.
Second the motion.
We have a motion to approve the two funding agreements for L63 rehabilitation project. L63 for HSIP swap and STPG funds totaling about 1.75 million. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Anything you need to sign?
You would know.
Anything for general discussion, Mr. Jake?
General discussion, how about bringing up general discussion to Alice Road? I think I'll bring that next week as an agenda item for you guys to have the ability to have action on it.
Sure.
But I'm pretty much wrapped up with the investigation and
Okay.
yeah, that's going back to people requesting the speed reduction. So
Sure.
I'll bring that to you guys next week. Update yesterday afternoon for the H12 construction project. They're looking to get in there and stake out the stationing this week. Friday, they're planning to come in for concrete patching. But now I'm hearing that they won't be in until second week of October for milling. Then it's gonna be a week and a half after that before asphalt goes down, so. Potential construction potentially starting Friday, but the bulk of it starting later.
Get us started.
And then, not sure if you guys are aware, we did a phone call. I talked with the guy yesterday over the weekend. There was an accident out on H12. They were pointing towards a pothole being the cause of the accident. We went out there, we were marking out patches for the construction project. So I saw the pothole that was in question. I know he reached out to you and you talked to him. We, that was the first we had heard about it when I talked to him on the phone yesterday. I did send the guys out yesterday afternoon. about 3 potholes that we saw that were pretty decent size, so we went ahead and filled those in. We don't have any work orders before that, then calling in. And he is seeking out payment through insurance, so I sent him to our insurance. You've talked to our insurance, and I think publicly, you know, these are the kind of things that probably should be encouraging our insurance to pay for, because it opens a whole can of worms. For example, people have wanted us to pay for the car to get cleaned because it's too dusty on the road. I mean, what kind of doors are we opening the county up
Sure.
to? So I just want to say that we send it to the insurance and then they usually decide, but that's something that we should be mindful of.
That's happened before.
Anything you want to add to that, Jack?
I was saying references. Jim Stone was driving Dick Steiner's semi truck and beanhead trailer with the beanhead on it. And from Jim Stone's perspective, he's going 35 and hit a few rumps in the road there just to the east where you're turning to south into Henderson. Hit a few potholes. When that happened, straps broke. That's his interpretation. Straps broke, beanhead flew, which then caused the trailer to twist and the semi truck to land on its side into a neighbor's yard. That is what they're looking for.
So the straps broke because of the pothole.
Is my understanding is that, because when they hit the potholes, Jim Stone went back and looked, and where the potholes was exactly where he was able to find the fragments of the straps and other materials that was holding in the beanhead. So that's why they're pointing to the fact that it was potentially the county's liability. But I also know that state law says is that potholes and other things are up to the driver, not the county for liability. So that's also a state law.
Straps or chains. They
There were straps.
Okay.
I've been told.
All right. Anything else, Jake?
Oh, that's all I have for right now. Do you guys have anything for me?
Had a gentleman contact me. It's on 195th Street. They moved here from Sarpy County, and they're evidently live up on the F part of 195th Street. And they're wondering if we would put in a jake brake ordinance needed there. And I'm just bringing it to the board's attention to say that we've discussed it or talked about it or brought it to the attention, because last time I pushed this issue, probably been 10 years ago, and the main pushback I got then was, who's gonna enforce it?
One last thing. Discussion here again. Anything else about that?
Nope, that's all.
So what I'm hearing right now from the chair up at Pot County is they did have someone hired and should be starting here in the second to third week of October. And kind of wanted to ask you guys if you feel about, if there was a little bit of overlap there, a week or two, where you can just kind of help pass off things. That's what I've been working on.
We've got a contract with them, so.
Yeah, for a moment.
And so the agreement right now says that it ends the day he starts, so, which I think is probably gonna be after. So if we were to renew the agreement, just kind of change that wording a little bit, still put an end date on it. You guys are okay with that?
Sure.
Okay.
As long as we're getting compensated, as long as you're
Yeah,
not spread too
all
far,
that.
that's my biggest concern. So,
Agree.
wonderful.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda is the SWITA letter of support. Is this something you have, Amber?
No.
Is this something we?
But
Oh, sorry, Busty. Yep, skip right over you.
Okay.
Very confident.
I'll be here all day.
So important.
Yeah.
Keep you here till the end. We'll wait for Mr. Kraus to come in if that would be okay. If you get a few minutes, I'd like all three of us to be here for this. used to only get 25%. Get all of it. So we had $100,000 permit fee for GMP contractor. We had, he would get 75,000 of it, we would get 25, so we could only waive the 25. Now we get the whole 100, we can waive, we have control of it.
With actual. Version of like my restaurant that works with I would pay.
It all comes in, it all comes to the Audra and the building permit.
So much on the same.
No, but not on the building permit fee.
Sorry about that, Lonnie.
No, you're good, you're good. Mr. Bussey, come on up, stand up, speak. Why don't you sit here at the front? row then?
Stay here with the guys. Gals.
Let's see.
Gal.
Yeah, girl with 8 brothers, but come on.
All right, I'll just sit back here with everybody else.
All right, there you go.
All right, so I'm Tom Buss with Rocky General Contractors, going to do the work over at the Southwest Iowa Network Project in Malvern. They're building a maintenance facility and office space over there and plan to move their headquarters basically to
Yes.
county. So I'm asking if we can somehow reduce the building permit fee.
Okay.
Right now it's 1%. Typically on a job like this, not saying anything, but we do 0.5% on the bigger things, or it's like for like X amount of dollars, it's so much, or next one up, X
Sure.
amount of dollars, it's so much.
Everybody does them a little different. We've
Yeah,
been through.
we're just asking,
Good. 1% of how much, Tom? What's
it's
the?
5 million, so they're looking at
5 million.
50,000 for building.
What do you think, gentlemen? Anybody got anything to say?
It's a $50 million project,
Right.
5 million.
5 million, I'm sorry. 50 sounds better.
I get a bonus.
Be some extras.
It costs $50,000 for the,
Yes, sir.
that's what we would receive.
Full 50. I'd like to add something to this. Sorry, Richard. Can I
No, go
jump
ahead.
in? Back when we had our previous the zoning process, we had a different administrator down there. We had a contract with them. So on this $50,000, let's just say it was 100, for discussion purposes. Of the $100,000 building permit fee, the county would receive only 25% of that. The company we had a contract with received 75% of that. So we had no control over 75% of the fees, which would be $75,000. So we could waive our 25, which the county would get nothing, and then we weren't really benefiting from that. Now, the way it's set up, we get all of that money that comes into Mills County. So we use that to run the department. We use it for income, and that's actually a department that's in the black right now that makes money, or at least breaks even at the least. So that was the intent of this, to give us the authority to waive nothing or to waive all of it, or to waive 1%. So we do have control of that, and it's county money that we would be getting. So
Oh, you went and spoke at the groundbreaking, Lonnie. How many people was going to be employed?
I didn't ask him that, but they are hiring more people. I did not get a total number from him. I didn't ask him that, but they are going to hire some people here, and they are moving a lot of the people that are working out of the Carroll office that are living in this area into this building. So
I would assume that.
that would be up to Malvern, because they have control of it. But yes, it will be.
For tax purposes.
Yes. So we will receive a good income bill
I'd
on
be,
property taxes.
go ahead, Edward.
Well, I was just say, I think Malvern, they're abating some of the taxes or doing.
Malvern can.
Yeah.
And they haven't asked us for that. So
I think it's, Go ahead, Richard, you go ahead this time.
Western Island Network has been friends with us for several years. They put in all of our cabling for the whole county, and now they've done, I think believe they're totally done. They might have a few corners here and there to catch up on, but
They said they're doing some last minute, drops that,
Right.
People signing up late.
and then they're going back and asking those people that they put a drop at, but didn't hook up or anything, if they want to hook in now, they can still get a rate. Otherwise, if they wait till the first of the year, it's gonna cost X amount. But anyway, no, they've been a good partner for us. What it's done for the county, the school and things, I'd be looking at an 8 to 10% reduction in their cost.
Sure.
I mean, I believe we'll more than get it back later on,
We absolutely will get it back.
with the amount of people that they're talking about bringing in. I talked to a few of them, there about 30 of them ate lunch at the cafe the other day in Malvern, and talked to the general manager, and he said, well, he said, I'm not promising, but he said there could be anywhere from 6, maybe 8 families moving back down here because they work down here. So, that would be my form of a motion.
I didn't have it on there for action. I had it for discussion.
Okay, all right.
So that way you guys could think about it for the weekend and make a decision. That way you can reach out to building and zoning.
Guess my only remarks is there's not many instances in Mills County where we have a company like Western Iowa Networks coming in, and I think Western Iowa Networks, like you said, Lonnie and Richard have been great partners. And, even though it was before my time, I can understand the impact it's had and the work that they put in with working with you two and Carol. So, whatever you said, Richard, is 6 to 8% or 8 to 10%, that still wouldn't be a whole lot off of 550. I'd be more in favor of doing a half and having the total permit be down to 25 instead of 50.
I'm flexible. I was
Yeah,
just,
well, this is just discussions.
Yeah,
We can
discussion
throw out
and-
whatever you
Talk
want.
about next week.
I think what we should do is, maybe get a whole win and say, okay, come in and visit with us. Tell us how many people you're gonna have employed,
I think
a
that's
few
important.
technical things about
Very
it for the
important.
public to understand why we would be doing this.
My question earlier to Lonnie, and I might not have phrased it well, I'll ask you too, Richard, but with I was under the assumption that a certain amount of the bill that a homeowner pays
Oh, yeah, yeah.
to have Western Iowa Networks comes to the county too, right?
It's not a percent of the, yes and no. We partnered with them.
Yeah.
On several projects and then one with the city, but, and I had those numbers, but, we invested around $1 million, and over time throughout the agreement, we're gonna end up getting around $400,000 back. So yes, it's not off each monthly bill from each individual, but we have a contract for the amount of users they have during the time frame that we will be repaid for a certain amount of time. So long story short, we're gonna get about 400,000 back of that $1 million that we invested, and it's coming in. I mean,
Yeah.
we receive checks quarterly, so they've been a great partner. They've just been a great partner, so I'm open to working with them. We will put that on the agenda for next week, Mr. Busty, and we will get a hold of you.
Okay, because one thing, we can't get the building permit without giving them a check.
Okay?
And I don't know if we can start work without a building permit. First thing we'll have to do is we'll have to clear the site and things like
Yeah.
that. So wouldn't really be building, but that's part of it.
Yes. So the only thing holding up the building permit now is you walking in and paying for it.
And getting the SWIP permit, which is all supposed to have been applied for by the engineers and architects. So that
Okay.
we could come in today, which means we could start tomorrow, but
Okay.
I don't know.
We don't have it as an action item, so I don't know that we can act today, but if Matt or Audra have any questions, you can have them reach out to one of us or all of us separately. to get a consensus. I would be more concerned about the legality part of it versus, I mean, if you're only gonna move dirt, I don't know, I don't see a problem with starting to move some dirt because I feel it's gonna get approved. I'd like to hear Matt's comments on that, but I would also, I still want to play by the rules legally.
Yeah.
So,
It would have to be an action item, maybe.
yes, it would have to be an action item.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
thank you. Next time you can set up.
And bring donuts. Right. Thank you. You're more than welcome to stay or.
Yeah. I got the day off.
You get the day off. All right.
Where's that working?
Right, right,
Can't have a building permit, so what's that?
right, yeah. Okay, the next item on the agenda is the SWITA letter of support. Mr. Crouch, think you know more about this than any of us?
Well,
There's a
this-
copy of it
Right.
in your
Yeah.
packet as well.
Yeah. And what this is a letter of support for transporting people from in Mills County and Potawatomi County to people at the hospitals and things. They're working greatly with both hospitals, and it's a grant through the DOT. Being we're quite rural down here and Mills County doesn't have a hospital, like DOT thought that it was important that we try and get some transportation for the people in this area so they can get back and forth for doctor's appointments and things like that. So Amber and I had a misunderstanding last
did.
week on what we had on the agenda, so I would make a motion to approve this letter of support for SWITA.
Second the motion.
We have a motion and a second to approve the SWITA letter of support. Is there any discussion? This will open us for more funding.
Yeah, well, they're applying for $100,000 grant for a 2.5-year period. And this is what this, we're supporting that, the letter.
Well, this program, for those who are trying to get to the hospital who need this specific SWITA ride, will it be a reduced rate? Will it be no rate?
I don't think they're being charged for it being just, they're going through a program,
Yeah.
you know, like this where, they're signing up for a grant. They'll be paid for by the grant.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. It's a great program. SWITA does a great job of that. Mr. Schultz, since you brought donuts today, we'll let you join the general discussion.
Yeah. Are you gonna sit back here with the guys?
Yeah. Wait. Hey, don't forget her. I made that mistake
With the gang?
with the gang.
You didn't bring friends.
Oh, can you bring donuts?
There, you don't have to. They didn't.
And there's extras. There's,
Yeah, we're done too.
yeah, it's going all over. No, I don't have anything crazy to talk about. Ice cream cruise occurred over the weekend. Didn't have a whole lot of craziness occur out there. Had a little bit of traffic hiccup, for about 20 minutes. But you know, we got cleared up as quick as we could. Other than that, things were running smooth. We have interviews this week. For the office clerk position, we're gonna interview 15. We started with 16. We thought paper appeared to be the most qualified. We came up with somebody out of that first 16, and great. One actually declined the interview, so we're gonna interview 15. Hopefully make progress, and if we make good headway over the next few days, we'll start the background process and hopefully get moving.
Okay.
Right, and asking for
That's good.
That's all I have.
I had questions about last week's approval of moving people around. I got ahold of Greg, had him come in, we sit down and we discussed on, I'll never pronounce her names right,
It's phenomenal.
Spinoggle.
Good job.
You know, having two brothers in the department, I think is fine, doesn't bother me that way, but as far as working under one another, whichever one was top, which one, you know, whatever. And, Greg has told me what is coming down the chute, you know, to take care of this problem. So, what problem I had, he told me what he was gonna do about it and things, and, you know, we had a lot of problems with when we had the good people that worked with the county, the dad worked and the son worked, and there was always a controversy, so we had to separate them two, put them on different shifts, but different groups, things down there, so Greg has guaranteed me this is gonna take place probably after the first of the year.
Yeah, our plan, we're gonna do something immediately. We're gonna spend the first couple of weeks after the promotion occurs. They'll be on shift together, but we basically have said there's, obviously lots of ways we can avoid any conflict with any nepotism occurrences. We've also made it clear to all the people out there that if something like this happens, they're supposed to go directly above that supervisor and go to the next supervisor. Our plan, when we talked about this whole process back in late May, early June, was that hopefully by the 1st of October, we're actually looking at different shifts. I don't remember the name of it. But basically a 10-hour shift, you'll work 8 days in a 2-week period. But you'll have basically have 2 separate teams. And because we're sheriff's office, 1 green, 1 gold. Green team will have 4 people on it plus a sergeant. Gold team will have 4 people on it plus a sergeant. When they're working, the other team is off. So what we would do is we're just gonna make sure that we have completely separate. The 2 strong would be on each team, or will be on the other team. That way there is no opportunity for any conflict as far as the nepotism might encourage favoritism. Speaking with the auditor's office and with Jolene and payroll, she asked that we hold off to make that change until January when we make all the other changes with payroll. So that's our intent. We're gonna, when in January, when that rolls around, we'll have them completely separated. There will be no opportunity. You know, there won't be any opportunity for direct supervision, indirect supervision. You know, if there's a call out, John is one of our drone operators. Jake, we were allowed him to call somebody out, call out a drone operator, but really for the most part, there should be no direct conflict. We feel very confident that we can make it work. If it doesn't work, then we'll make changes. So I feel very good about it.
Thank you very much, Greg.
You bet.
Appreciate it.
Were you able to talk to Mike Galloway at all?
Richard did.
I talked to him and he had, Greg had mentioned this to him, and when I talked to Mike, it said, Mike actually told me ahead of time, he said, well, I'm pretty sure Greg has got this handled. He's going to try and get them on separate units.
Yeah.
And he says if they're on separate units, then there should be no problem.
And again, we'll monitor it. That's our intent. We're gonna make sure that this goes as smoothly as possible, and something comes up, then we're gonna make corrections, and whether that correction be either further separation or if we have to.
Good.
Good. Thank you.
Sure. Patrick Vins, consideration formal action resolution 2526 to fix a date for a public hearing on proposal to enter into a general fund equipment acquisition lease purchase agreement with lease payments thereunder in an amount not to exceed $125,000. Mouthful.
Yeah, it is a mouthful. Attorney speak. But no, basically, we're trying to, not this attorney.
Forcing me.
But yeah, we're looking to basically renew our lease for our current storage servers, which is a 5-year lease, expired. And it's time to do a new lease and replace our servers and get that back up and running. Got bids from 3 different vendors as far as the hardware itself. I came in the cheapest one was $102,000. $102,568.63. And we did multiple proposals for finance leases as well to see what the best option was. And best price for that was through Connection Financial Services. And that is a 5-year lease. It's what they refer to as a finance lease, is essentially a dollar buyout lease. They put it at the end of the term. And it's $121,891.80.
21,891.20.
Comes out to over the life of that 5-year lease, we would end up paying $19,323.17. And this basically is replacing all of our storage servers, our virtual servers, the actual physical host servers that run that, and the software. We've seen the past, we've seen substantial increases up to 4 times on our software. Previously, we did all the carte where we do a lease for the storage servers. We purchased the actual of those servers, 5 years, and then the software separately. And the cost for that would come in around $170,000, 5 years to do that. Because we're gonna get it. The actual hardware for just over 100,000. It's through Scale Computing. It's the company that provides that. They're based out of Indianapolis. US-based support, which I'm excited about. We don't see much anymore with IT services, but all the support comes out of Indianapolis. So I think the process is based on our recommendations to Dorsey and Whitney. With your approval, we would actually set the date for the public hearing today. Come back, we'd start the underwriting process with the financial company. And then we come back on the date of the public hearing, which is October 14th.
At 8:30.
And actually do the public hearing, and then after that, have you approve the actual lease agreement, the final lease agreement.
We'll just set the public hearing today.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, all you need
Yeah.
is a motion to set a public hearing on October 14th at 8:30 a.m.
With amount not to exceed 125,000.
Okay,
Make a motion to set Tuesday, October 14th at 8:30 a.m. for a public hearing on resolution 25-26 to fix a date for a public hearing on proposal to enter into a general fund equipment acquisition lease purchase agreement with lease payments thereunder in an amount not to exceed $125,000.
second,
We have a motion and a second to set the public hearing date of Tuesday, October 14th at 8:30 a.m. for resolution 25-26. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, let's do a roll call, sorry.
Crouch,
yes,
Mayberry,
Yes.
Sayers.
Aye.
Motion carries.
thank you, Patrick.
Amber Farden Otter, consideration formal action, resolution 25-27, authorizing early redemption of general obligation urban renewal county roads improvement bond series 2018A. Enlighten us?
Yes, so we have to pass this resolution 30 days before we intend to pay off the loan early. I did double check with Melissa and she was able to tell me that we did receive enough of those tax dollars that came in to make this payment in 30 days. That will then release that TIF area, and that's a conversation we'll have. After we pay off the bond, we'll have a conversation about whether we release the whole TIF area or how do we want to do that. Because I know that Mark Norman is wondering if we could keep it or use part of it for a possible project coming in. But I need to double check with the attorneys to see because that particular TIF area has been open for quite some time.
Yeah, it'd also be nice to close that one out and just start
It's a
over
big
again.
area.
Yeah,
But that's something we can talk about
sure.
when that comes. So we did receive no tax dollars. Go ahead and pay this one off. Then that way we would stop collecting TIF in that area for the rest of the year and then
Yeah.
allow that to, yeah. So
Any idea on a rough balance on that, Amber?
it's about 760,000.
Okay,
She'll get me exact numbers once I pick a day.
that's fine. I just wanted a ballpark. Good. You think?
Yes, I'll make a motion to resolution 25-27 authorizing early redemption general obligation urban renewal county roads improvement bonds.
Second motion.
We have a motion and a second to approve resolution 25-27, authorizing early redemption of general obligation urban renewal county roads improvement bond series 2018A. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Sorry, let's do a roll call again.
Mayberry,
Yes,
Sayers,
Aye.
Crouch.
Aye,
thank you. Your next item is resolution 25-28, setting a date for a public hearing on the designation of 2025 Whitetail Run Urban Renewal Area on Urban Renewal Plan and Project.
Yep, so this is in a series of different action items we're gonna have over the next couple months that would approve this TIF area for the Whitetail Run, which is off of 230th Street. Yeah, north of Plymouth. It's in it's within the 2 mile agreement with the city of Plymouth, so there is also action that they are taking at their October 14th meeting. They'll have it and then we'll get it and we can sign off on it. It's a joint participation agreement. Although they won't receive any of the benefits, they just have to sign off on it.
Sure.
I've also sent this to, planning and zoning who need to review it and submit comments to us by the date October 28th. We've also set up a meeting with the school districts for the 13th, I think. So just there's a lot of moving parts
Sure.
on these and we're doing them fairly rapidly. I do believe there will be also an ordinance that will have to be passed, I believe. But the first thing is we have to have a public hearing for the actual plan and project. So what we get for that, and set that for October 28th, 8:30 a.m.
When you say in an ordinance that might have to be passed, in what section regarding what?
It's allowed, it allows us to collect tax increment financing. I believe you have to pass an ordinance for the specific area, if I'm remembering correctly, unless it's a little different from the city.
I think so.
Yeah, there's you have to have an ordinance that's passed that allows you to collect the tax dollars.
This is your
Yeah.
right off Paul
Two
Road.
30th Street, yeah, by Phil Warren's house.
How many of the homes there were built so far?
There are 6,
How many lots?
14. Two are under construction. 4 lived in.
Make a motion to Tuesday, October 28th at 8:30 a.m. Resolution 25-28 for a public hearing on designation of the 2025 White Hill Run Urban Renewal Area and on Urban Renewal Plan and Project.
Second,
We have a motion and a second to set the public hearing for Tuesday, October 28th at 8:30. For resolution 25-28, setting a date for public hearing on the designation of 2025 Whitetail Run Urban Renewal Area and on Urban Renewal Plan and Project. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, let's do a roll call.
Couch,
yes,
Sayers,
Aye.
Avery.
Yes. Motion carries. New business.
I have, after many months of fighting, I finally have our SAM.gov registration renewed.
Good for you.
It's been quite the challenge, but it is done. Also next week's meeting, I believe is supposed to be an evening meeting. Not sure if I'll be there, but I'll let somebody go out to be there.
Okay.
That's all I have for.
New business, regarding juvenile detention. Every once in a while, Mr. Schultz, this will involve you. We get a waived juvenile that we will house up there. Sometimes it's only 2 or 3 days. Sometimes those go as long as 6, 8 months, and that's a bill above and beyond what we pay for our quarterly payments. So Juvenile Detention Board is trying to work with the counties, supervisors, sheriff, and auditors to see how they want to pay for those waived holds. It does go, we can either pay it as one lump sum, or we can pay it over our 3 or 5 year average, which would affect us for 5 years instead of immediately. So that's something we may want to look at, either spreading it out and having our average be more for 5 years, or maybe next budget season, throwing a line item in and budgeting something for it so we can pay it and it doesn't hit us over 5 years. It hits us at one shot. So we'll probably have some discussion on that. I'd like you to visit with Melissa sometime if you haven't. She was going to reach out to you, see what you can come up with, and then maybe sit down with us and have some discussion. Just trying to look ahead.
When is your next meeting up there?
Third Wednesday of every month.
only this payment you're talking about. Are you saying we can make it in one general payment?
Yes.
Or do it over a 5-year period?
We can either pay in one shot or it goes on our average. And when you pay it on the average, it would affect us. It would be more money over a longer period of
Yeah,
time.
but I'm.
But most sheriff departments and the board of supervisors haven't set a line item to pay for things like that in the smaller communities. Pot County can handle it because they have more money than all of us, so,
How much is it per day?
we had to ask, I can get that, I will get that, but it would cost us more spreading it out over our average than it will just to pay for it, but sometimes the one county just paid $38,000, so it's a vehicle. You know, that we would have to have setting aside, if you will. So there needs to be some discussion on it amongst all of us.
Remember at the meeting I attended, it seemed like that daily rate was pretty high.
Yes, yeah, it
It's
is.
an extended period of time.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
adds up pretty quickly.
Yeah. Other than that, I have nothing.
Only other comment I had is tomorrow is the second month where conservation will be meeting without one of our positions open on the conservation board. So if you two are okay with it, I'd like to ask for appointment of conservation board member to be on next week's agenda. I know you said you had a few people who are interested that you know of, Richard, and you might have said the same thing, like,
Yeah,
you know, if they're willing to talk to us, maybe send an email or something, or you know, if they have time to come to the meeting and talk about, you know, why they want to be on conservation, that'd be great. If not, you know, if you'll just get the names for us.
Yeah.
So that's all I have. If there's no further business, I'll make a motion to adjourn at 9:02.
Got a motion and a second to adjourn at 9:02. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Aye. Good, adjourned.
Exciting, wasn't it?
Okay.
Well, sometimes there's a lot of controversial things and sometimes